Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My thanks to NSF, NASA, and NOAA as the organizers of this meeting on the G7 Future of the Seas and the Ocean Initiative for the invitation to speak today at the closing session of this exciting biogeochemical Argo workshop. My congratulations and thanks to the many individuals who presented during the full course of this workshop for sharing your research and your perspectives. I salute you all. My remarks today are focused on two broad themes. First, we urgently need biogeochemical observations like those provided by the BGC Argo program, both to expand the frontiers of science, but also to inform smart policy and action. Second, international cooperation is absolutely essential to tackling many of the big global problems. Global challenges require global observations. So let me start by telling you why I'm so thrilled with BGC Argo. It's not only cool science, but it's also timely and so important. Although I wasn't able to see what I hear were fabulous talks during this workshop, I have seen the wonderful breadth of applications that you have identified for use of biogeochemical Argo data. And I'm confident that this emerging program, the incorporation of chemical and biological sensors to Argo floats, will be as transformative to our understanding of the ocean as was the original program. Now, as an ecologist, I take a systems view of the world and the ocean. Although our understanding of physical oceanography has deepened immensely because of the wealth of data we have from Argo floats, the spatial and temporal scales of our chemical and biological observations have lagged significantly, limiting our understanding of the full ocean environment as an interconnected system. This means that we have severe data and knowledge gaps that hinder our ability to understand changes in the ocean and make informed policy and management decisions, for example, decisions about climate change. Now, as you know, President Biden has made addressing climate crisis a key goal of his administration. We know that people's actions have altered the ocean dramatically, absorbing over 90% of the heat and about 30% of the carbon dioxide. The ocean is heavily impacted by climate change, ocean acidification, and deoxygenation, but also by things like loss of biodiversity and other impacts. These individually and together trigger ecosystem disruption. They make the ocean more variable and less predictable. And there is no doubt that the ocean has been a victim of climate and other global changes. At the same time, scientists are telling us that the ocean can be a powerful source of solutions. For example, ocean-based mitigation activities might be as much as 21% of the total greenhouse gas emission reductions we need to get us to the 1.5 degree target by 2050. The ocean also plays a key role in food security, job creation, poverty alleviation, and economic recovery from COVID-19. To activate, successfully deploy, and adaptively manage these potential solutions, though, will require much more granular understanding of biogeochemical aspects of the ocean. This is precisely why the data to be collected through the BGC Argo array will be key to observing, monitoring, and understanding, and then managing many of our interrelated challenges. In other words, the BGC array is cool science that's also directly relevant to policy and management. It's therefore imperative that the knowledge obtained from this science and monitoring must be made widely available and actionable. These three themes that were highlighted during the workshop demonstrate nicely how global biogeochemical observations will help achieve knowledge to action. The first theme was fisheries and fishery management. If we fish and farm seafood sustainably. And if we work to achieve healthy ocean ecosystems, we can produce significantly more nutritious seafood. Robust information at the right scale is needed. In week 2 of this workshop, we heard talks on how BGC Argo data can inform fisheries science and fishery management, such as understanding bottom-up processes on fisheries recruitment, advancing tropical tuna fisheries science, and forecasting fish habitat. This information should inform decision-making on ecosystem-based management and fisheries so that we can have abundant food resources as well as healthy ocean ecosystems. Theme 2 was carbon budget verification. In week 3, some of you shared the opportunities to use BGC Argo data to verify the carbon budget and learn more about the role of the ocean in sequestering atmospheric carbon dioxide. Protection and restoration of blue carbon ecosystems is one important ocean-based solution to both climate change and biodiversity loss. But conversations on blue carbon are typically dominated by nearshore and coastal environments such as wetlands and estuaries. Carbon sequestration in the open ocean is less well understood as a climate solution, in part because we lack sufficient understanding of rates and the roles of key players in those systems. Better understanding of carbon cycles at different scales can help inform what offshore and high seas areas might be prioritized for protection of carbon sequestration as an ocean service. And continuing this theme, existing stores of carbon on the seafloor that have accumulated for thousands to millions of years are more extensive than previously appreciated. So better protecting those stores might be an additional attractive tool in the climate solution toolbox. Theme 3 was biogeochemical modeling, data assimilation, and forecasting. During this last week, presenters shared opportunities to use BGC Argo data to validate and improve ocean models at various spatial and temporal scales. Improved ability to predict the ocean is imperative to enhancing our ability to manage it for the future. There's no doubt that more surprises are in store and that the ocean will continue to be dynamic. But better understanding of nonlinear dynamics in particular can help us expect and prepare for surprises and uncertainties. Turning now to international cooperation, an overarching message that comes through loudly and clearly across each of the workshop themes is the importance of international cooperation. When considering my remarks today, I thought back to the beginning of the Argo program. And I recall that it initially sounded far-fetched, even impossible. It was so far beyond what had ever been done before. Fast forward to today, the Argo program has been such a tremendous success that we almost take for granted that we can observe temperature and salinity across most of the ocean at fine spatial and temporal scales. To borrow from the language of Silicon Valley, the Argo program has been a disruptive innovation for ocean science. But Argo's success has been due to more than just new technology. Technology without people deploying it smartly cannot change the world. The secret sauce of Argo has been collaboration. Collaboration across teams, across countries, across networks. This includes the international community that funds the Argo network, the network of ships and crew that deploy Argo floats across the global ocean, and the scientists who use the data to glean new insights about the physical dynamics of the ocean. Empowered and emboldened by these successes, but now also faced with daunting global challenges, the ocean community now has a unique opportunity to make a quantum leap in science and in relevance. You can seize this moment to strengthen partnerships and coordination on ocean science that will bring immense benefit. One vehicle for, pardon the pun, seizing the day will be the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development. Serendipitously, the high-level launch event for the Ocean Decade was also today, and I had the opportunity to provide remarks at that event. I shared a vision for the decade as an all-hands-on-deck approach that will include partnerships, cooperation, and compromise across governments, industry, NGOs, and everyone. A few weeks ago, the G7 climate and environment ministers met and issued a communiqué. The ocean features heavily in this statement, recognizing, one, the critical role of the ocean and seas in biodiversity and in regulating the Earth's climate. Two, the crucial role of nature-based solutions in delivering significant multiple benefits for climate mitigation and adaptation, biodiversity, and people. And three, committing GC nations' support for the Ocean Decade and its goals of a clean, healthy, and resilient, productive, safe, predicted, and accessible ocean. This G7 communiqué emphasized the value of robust and continuous scientific observation and cooperation to ensure a sustainable ocean for all and to support the science-based implementation of various international commitments. The Argo program, and now BGC Argo, are models for exactly the type of international cooperation we hope to see through the UN Decade. The Ocean Decade is, of course, larger and bigger than the G7 nations, and we hope that many nations will similarly collaborate on global ocean biogeochemical observations. What we can do together as a team of nations is far greater than what any nation could do alone. So in closing, you are at the forefront of this very special moment. This is the launch of a new era of sensing the ocean. And with the decade underway, a bold new era in international collaboration on ocean science. The United States looks forward to the ongoing collaboration in that deployment of the BGC array and to learning everything we can about the global ocean, its physics, its chemistry, its biology, carbon transport, all in service to people. The ocean is full of secrets. It's full of discoveries waiting to be made. It's full of wonder and beauty, mystery and majesty. Pushing the boundaries of knowledge, uncovering new patterns, new processes, only deepens that majesty, that awe. It never gets old. But in addition to satisfying our curiosity and deepening our understanding, our collective understanding, our discoveries, our measurements, our programs like the BGC Argo also help us understand and heal our world. With knowledge comes solutions, and solutions are sorely needed today. So in addition to making these discoveries, I invite those of you who are so inclined to also share the excitement of exploration with non-scientists, but especially with young people, and heed the need to convert knowledge to awareness and action. Science is about hope, about creating a better world. This world, this ocean need us and our knowledge more than ever before. Despite the challenges, we know now that the ocean is not too big to fail. And we know that it's not too big to fix, but it is too big and too central for us to ignore. By collaborating wholeheartedly at an international scale, We are paying the ocean the attention it needs to usher in a new era of the ocean as a provider of solutions to the challenges of today. Let's seize the day.